My name is Italo Intriago. I represent the youth ministry.
My name is Mary Kay Davis, and I facilitate a ladies' Bible study group called PINK, Partners in Christ.
My name is Frank Lane, and I work with the children's ministry, teaching generally 4th and 5th grade kids.
My name is Linda Williamson, and I work with the Kids in Praise team. I've been with the Kids in Praise team for about 11 years now. I actually started when my kids were 4 years old, and they were in one of the groups. My kids are now teenagers. One is even going off to college, but yet they too serve as a youth minister in the Kids in Praise group. Every Wednesday afternoon, I get kind of a midweek spirit boost, as I call it. No matter what kind of week I've had, I know that these kids are going to help bring me up. And it just makes me feel happy and fulfilled knowing that I'm using the gifts that God has given me.
I fought the role that I'm in. Let me back up a few minutes. The group PINK has been in existence since 2000. And we had a wonderful facilitator who was with us for 7, 8 years, something like that. And they decided to leave the church. And so then it came open. And I was asked to facilitate the group, and I'm like, no, I don't want this responsibility. I'm not qualified for this. No, I'm not going to do this. And others in the group that were there know what I went through, and I prayed long and hard about it, and thought about it, and still felt like God was saying, you can do this. So I jumped in. I'm not saying I teach, because I get taught as much as I teach. Now, I'm going to be upfront honest. I stink when I pray out loud, and the ladies will tell you that I'm not very graceful. I used to write my prayers out so you can work around things, and over time I've evolved, and I guess, and God's worked on me and shown that you can say a simple prayer. So, if you feel like you can't bother, you can. If you got God saying do something, do it. I've had several write me and humble me by saying that they see me as a mentor. Most of the ladies in the group are older than me. I'm probably the youngest one in there. And I feel very honored and humbled that they view me that way, because I learn as much from them as they probably learn from me. For them to come back and say that in some way that I have touched their lives, that's not me touching, that's God touching and just using me for that purpose. I feel very honored by it.
If you wanted to volunteer, do it. Even if you don't want to volunteer, do it. Being with these kids and seeing the lessons they learn, I learn different perspectives, and so it helps me with my faith in that I get to grow at the same time they're growing. And it keeps me involved in reading the Bible, studying, and just re-looking at the Bible in different ways. Many of us have a lot of fear of doing things because it's not our comfort zone. And I was in a Bible study just recently, and we were talking about that. Sometimes you just need a push from behind to get you started. And so if you get the opportunity, take it, because these guys are pretty amazing to be with. And again, just watching them grow and change through just one year to the next is really amazing.
Please know that our church is blessed with an amazing, talented group of people who are willing to help you and to work with you. You will have so much fun, and you will learn so much from these kids. You are setting a great example not only for your family, but for your kids as well. And yes, I get it. You're busy with family, jobs, sports, and activities, but you can do this. It is only an hour or so of your time each week. It is such a rewarding experience.
I'm going to tell you my story of how I started this. This was 7 years ago. I was sitting on my couch, and I got a call from one of the people that I admire the most. She's an inspiration to me, Pastor Elaine. Pastor Elaine calls me up and tells me, Italo, there's an opportunity for you to serve with the youth. So I'm on the phone with her, and I'm like, Pastor Elaine, are you sure you called the right person? Because I am not. I have no experience. I'm not a teacher. I have no experience with this, Pastor Elaine. And she goes to me, I believe in you. I know you can do this. Very nervous, very anxious. Luckily, my wife did it with me. So again, we talk about service opportunities here at church. We have so many, right? But to be honest, it is uncomfortable, in the beginning. I was uncomfortable, I was scared, I was anxious, and you keep hearing the word I, right? And I just trusted in the Lord, you know? I let go and I let God. That first day, I'm gonna be honest, that first week, the first day, it was really nerve-wracking because you're like, what do these kids will think about me? Will I even get through to them? Why am I doing this? But 7 years later, here I am. And it's the biggest blessing that I've ever had. I've been in church for a long time, but I've never been more involved, and I've never had so many blessings that this has brought me. God has blessed me so much. Oh, let me tell you, when I first started, right, serving with the youth, I didn't have this type of enthusiasm. I didn't have this type of energy. I even want to like actually serve God like this. These kids, they literally, when I look at them, I like, this is the way that the kingdom of heaven is. I look at them and it's like, the way they worship, the way they pray, the way they help people, they don't even know. It's like if you would just come and sit back and look at them, it's like, that's the way I want to be. They inspire me, and I just, all I want to do is elevate them.
If you feel God's calling you to do something, pray about it. And I'm telling you, He won't let it go if He really wants you to do it. He'll keep bringing it back up. It'll come up constantly.
There's something for everyone. If you don't think it's for you, just try it. Allow yourself to trust in Him. And like I said, look at me, 7 years later, here I am, and still going strong. So I thank God every day for this blessing He gave me.